There is a point, in life where external success stop feeling like enough. Like you might have achievements, you might have responsibilities, you might be doing everything you were told will make you successful, but something still feels incomplete, like you are living correctly but not fully living it. So this is where psychology gives us powerful lens, a concept introduced by Abraham Maslow called self-actualizations. But this is not just a theory, it is actually a map of human needs, and understanding it might explain exactly why you feel the way you do right now. Okay, by the way, my name is Aries and I'm your only BFF of the day. Okay, so yeah, welcome back. Okay, alright, so back to the topic. So Maslow proposed that human motivations is built like a pyramid. At the base are the most essential needs, food, water, safety and security, shelter and stability, Without these, nothing else matters. Okay. Second comes the next layer, love, belonging, connections, relationships. And after that, esteem, recognitions, confidence, respect from others. And at the very top is what we call self-actualizations. Alright, the realizations of your full potential, the becoming of who you are capable of being. Alright, but here is the key insight most people miss. You don't skip levels, you don't jump to the top. You build upward. Okay, layer by layer. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so okay, let me sit in the middle. Okay, so many people today are choosing self-actualizations without stability beneath them. Like, they want purpose, but they lack of grounding. They want fulfillment, but they lack of connections, They want confidence, but they are still seeking validations. So there's a conflict inside. Oh, I want to become my best self, but also I don't feel secure in who I am yet. So there's insecurity there. And this creates frustrations and confusions because it feels like you are trying to grow upward while your foundation is still unstable. Maslow's ideas explains this clearly. If lower needs are unmet or unstable, the mind constantly returns to there. So no matter how much you try to jump the levels or you try to think higher and all, you will eventually get back to the bottom needs. Alright, so self-actualization is often misunderstood because it is not becoming a perfect person in this world. It is not becoming flawless, It is not becoming superior than the rest. It is becoming fully yourself. Maslow described self-actualized people as individuals who accept reality as it is, more authentic, less driven to approval, deeply connected to their purpose, willing to grow continuously, But the most importantly, they are still human, right? Still learning, still evolving, still making mistakes, So self-actualization is not a destination where life becomes easy for you. It is a state where life becomes meaningful, even when it is difficult. So yeah, like there's often a hidden gap in life, like the gap between the survival and meaning. So when survival is unstable, like you think about money, security, fear and all, but when those needs are met more consistently, what's gonna happen? A new question appears. Why am I here? What am I actually becoming? What is the point of all of this? So this is not a confusion, this is an evolution, alright? Because your mind is moving up the hierarchy from survival to identity to meaning. And that transitions can feel unsettling at first because purpose is not always immediately clear. It is discovered through experience. itself, not just by theory, not just by reading and all. So, okay, so self-actualization is not something you achieve more. It is something that you continuously move toward it no matter what. It shows up when you stop living only for approval. You start choosing alignment over comfort. So you begin listening to your inner values, more than the external pressure. So you stop asking, like, oh, what do people expect from me? And start asking yourself, oh, what feels true to me? What feels right for me? It is actually, you start to begin to trust yourself more. So what self-actualization looks like for one person is not the same for another person. Everyone is different. For one person, it may be creativity. For one person, it might be a discipline. For one person, it might be service. For one person, maybe it's freedom or what. So the point is not comparison, okay? We are not trying to compare our life with other people, right? So the point is authenticity, because you cannot become someone else's version of fulfill, right? You can only become your own one. Okay, Maslow's theory is not just a psychology. It is a reminder that your struggle is not a random one. It's not a random one. Your desire for more is not selfish, okay? It is actually a directional. It is pointing you upward. Okay? From survival to stability, connections, confidence, and eventually becoming your full version of yourself. So if you feel like you're in transition right now, you're not lost, you're just moving. That's it. Okay? So I hope that you resonated with today's session, and feel free to let me know your opinions in the comments. I'm open to read your comments. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Bye.